This is for Mandalore.
NERDSoul.
Late Ill Kid at OneYoungsta, holding it down, bringing that street geek and nerd soul. What is up, my people, today? Oh yeah, we coming with another wonderful episode of Thumbnails. That's right, and today we're talking about none other than Star Wars Rebels. I know I'm a little bit late for Heroes of Mandalore. I'm gonna get things on track this coming week and try to figure out, rearrange some schedules. There's a lot of stuff coming, some Marvel event stuff, LA Comic-Con, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, and I'm trying to get it right for you guys. But let's talk about that black saber though. I really like the history behind it. We learned last year, of course, or last season, about Tar Vizsla, and I just love the feeling of history, the feeling of legacy behind that particular sword, and how Mandalorians keep their traditions, how they hold them so dear to themselves, how they stay Mandalorian. And you know, whether that's good or bad, because we will get into some things that probably could change, but I do like the fact that they keep so many things kind of above reproach. They don't disrespect certain symbols in their society, and it means a lot to see, you know, Sabine passing it on to Bo-Katan, and I just love the sincerity around that item, you know, and plus the black saber is just cool in general. You know, you got this Mandalorian Jedi that's like, yo, I see y'all got y'all lightsabers, but I gotta have my own fly stuff. Another thing I have to praise this episode for is the usage of the set pieces. Like, we open up with an attack, you know, on the prison, or the, you know, I guess detention center, to try to get, you know, Sabine's father back. And it doesn't really work out like they want because he's in transit. But then we get another set piece, another action sequence, of course, with the I guess the chase, you would call it. And both pieces are just filled with, you know, like depth-defying moves and, you know, flips and, you know, straight trick shots and upside down lightsaber usage and stuff like that. There's a lot of cool stuff in both of those sequences that I think that we get a lot out of, especially when they go to, you know, destroy the I guess the weapon that kind of Sabine prototyped back in the day. That's a nice little fight, and that hangar bay as well. So they're back on point with like their layout of their action sequences, which I really enjoyed. And I thought that was dope, man, especially to open with something like that where we're learning about her family, we're learning about Mandalore, we're learning about the politics they're in while we're moving the story. Also, I really like the fact that since it's been a while since, you know, of course, last season, I just loved hearing the speeder sound again. I love to hear all the pew pew sounds again, but the speeder, for some reason, just stuck out to me. I really enjoyed just hearing that sound again, and just the time and the care they take in to, you know, those small, fine pieces, I think is what make this show great, especially since you guys know I'm not a super fan of the actual character design, as opposed to Clone Wars, but I do think there's a lot of stuff like the action pieces, like the sounds that help put this together for me in a very positive way. Now, something that's not positive, you guys know, if you see me on Jedi Alliance, if you see me talk about this show before and subsequent episodes, you know Ezra, he's not my guy. Ezra was a pain in my side this whole episode. Ezra is so corny. I mean, it honestly hurt to see him on screen. Like, I was just like, oh man. Now, I mean, of course it didn't hurt. Like, I don't have any bruises. Mental bruises, but I don't have any bruises. Your boy is okay. But just to see him like whining about not being able to use the jetpack, and then the corny thing about like, you know, I'm with your daughter. No, I mean, not like that. But I was just like, are we really using these writing tropes with this character that I already don't like? This is the last season. I was expecting him to be a little more, I don't know, mature, but it almost seems like he was played kind of like the comedic character, or like he was played as like the laugh track of this episode. And I was just like, man, I'm tired of this. And I know you're trying to get the kids involved and everything, but let's say for Disney XD, let's say if kids started watching the first episode or the first season when they were like 8 years old. Well, now it's season 4, so they're like 12, 13, something like that. So they should be able to handle a character with a little more depth to them, and that isn't just like the comedic take of every sequel action scene. But I digress. Let's talk about some Jedi stuff. Your boy Kanan was in rare form. This whole episode, he kept it stoic, he kept it heroic, and he was not playing with these, with these Mandalorians or the stormtroopers. One thing that I really wish this show would do more of is show the Force side of the powers inside of fights, because I think this show does works a lot at trying to just show the lightsaber. But it would have been cool, when these guys are surrounded, when they're down, on their luck or whatever, to use the Force, because there were a couple of situations where I think it would have been cool for Kanan to like crunch all the guns at one time or something, just something cool, or push everybody back up against the wall. I think there were some cool opportunities for some fun Force powers inside of these fights that were just kind of lost on, let's just use the lightsaber. Even though the lightsaber is cool, lightsaber is probably the coolest weapon in the world, but I'm just saying, also the Force itself is a weapon, or it can be a weapon. I'm not talking about the dark side, but I'm just saying it can be a weapon that can be used. And guys, please use it, even though I know this season is probably already finished, but please use it. Now, lastly, I've got to give love to the family, the emotion that they placed around Sabine. My team is Hera, Kanan, Sabine, and I have always loved those three. I could actually have a show with just those three people, and maybe Chopper. But I like how they put the emotion of her coming back, trying to reconnect with her roots, and also be a symbol for her people, because she knows that, there's a rift in Mandalore between, Imperials, or not, or being, kind of like separate from the rebels and the Imperials, or kind of being their own thing, or maybe fighting alongside the rebels. There's so much to decide with her people. And I like the fact that she kind of stood up and was looking for a way to be that symbol. And even on to the point of seeing Finn and Bo-Katan kind of shepherding her and teaching her and being sort of her like Yoda is something that I really enjoyed, because I think those three, along with her family, could be a great start, a great movement towards a better Mandalore. So guys, what are you feeling? Holla at me, I'ma holla at you. Down in them comments, let me know what you thought about Sabine. Let me know what you thought about Kanan and Hera. Kanan, hashtag that Kanan Mac game strong. Big shout out to Star Wars. But what you thought about Ezra? What you thought about Chopper? Because he was in there for like 2 seconds. And what you thought about the weapon in general? Like, should it have been destroyed? Or maybe we could turn it to only work against Imperial troopers. That could be great. But of course, like Bo-Katan said, you're dipping into the dark side if you do that, even though she didn't use dark side, but we know what she meant. So guys, of course, before I bounce, I gotta tell you to hit up ThatNERDSoul.com. That's right, check me out right there. All my videos from the oldest, newest, latest, greatest, and all that. Then hit up shop.ThatNERDSoul.com and pick yourself up a t-shirt player, and don't forget to get one for them playettes. Then come back here, like, comment, subscribe, and share that NERDSoul. That's right, there's no better way that I can show people that you like what you are watching. So of course, LA, what up? VA, what up? RBA, you got my heart, and please be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. And if you ever end up in flight with a jetpack, read the instruction manual. Peace.